Hello. Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course, Panini Ashtadhayayi Sthapatya, Lesson 29. In this lesson, our focus is to remain that while we are having a pair of orientations, then it as domain and dimension feature is one of the features, but with the reversal of orientation permissible within the spatial dimension would amount to that orientation gets dissolved and a neutralized state emerges, and this neutralized state is not to remain as perforated, but it becomes a continuous uniform domain, because the pair of dimensions of the same order synthesize as dimensional synthesis and lead to a domain. The feature to be appreciated is that when there are reversal of orientations and when these get superimposed, these neutralize. +1 and -1 get neutralized. This difference 2, which takes to Eurospace as a dimension. However, the synthesis of pair of linear dimensions amounts to synthesis of a 3 space as a domain. That means line of single dimension becomes a solid. It becomes a solid line. It is this feature which deserves to be comprehended well for to be parallel with the Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences and Vedic technologies. It is this feature which is to be appreciated well, as when in one orientation we are starting with 4 space as the last sutra 3961 and 39 is the Maheshwara format, 3 multiplied with 13, it gives us 4000, and it is this feature of 4000 which within 4 dimensions with solid origin. Now this solid origin means that there is a creation of a transcendental domain, and it is this transcendental domain creation by a solid dimension amounts to a creative boundary of 10 components along all the dimensions. So it gives us 10 raised to power 3 as a 1000, and all together make 4000. And it is this feature of this reach of this organization format, once it is comprehended well, then we will appreciate as to how even a blade of a grass, it becomes solid. So line is just a dimension of this solid blade. So when we want to shift from line to a solid, that means we are shifting from ek to treya. And in both cases, the TC value remains 8. Therefore, the cube becomes a synthetic setup of 8 subcubes. Cube as synthetic setup of 8 subcubes. So cube is to be treated as 8 cubes. And these are 8 cubes. So further, these will become 64 cubes, subcubes. Add it will become 512. And it is here where are the Ganita Sutras and Upsutras, 16 Sutras and 13 Upsutras, together making it 29. And the total letters of the entire text are 519, out of which 7 are within bracket as Anurupe of Sutra 6. It is here where we have to appreciate as that we are applying Vedic mathematics. We are availing basis-based Vedic mathematics. We are reaching at 64 chapters of Rigved Samhita. We are reaching at value 8 as TC value of 1 as well as of a 3. It is here where we have to have a pause. It is here where we have to sit comfortably. It is here where we have to appreciate as that when we are drawing one axis, when we are making a plane out of it, then the third axis in the reverse orientation will become first, it will become second, and it will become third. How the first axis is to be availed as a third axis, and how third axis is to be availed as a first axis. It is this which we can say is the Vedic mathematics application. It is the transcendental code values which are playing their role. One as a formulation ek as TC value 8. This is shift from 1 raised to power 3 to 2 raised to power 3. It amounts to that cube is to be approached as 8 subcubes. So setup of 8 cubes. Here is only a 1 cube. And again this as a cube will make 8 cross 8, 64 factors for the start with, and the process is to continue. It is this process, it is this system, it is this step, it is this approach, it is this working methodology which is to be adopted to be parallel with the Sthapatya of Ashtadhayayi of Panini. Therefore, we have to learn how to translate letters text into numbers text, and further numbers text to be taken to the Sthapatya, and Sthapatya is to be taken to a space content, full unit bodies and half unit bodies. These all are the steps which are to be learned. These all are the steps which are to be comprehended. These all are the steps which are to be imbibed. These all are the steps which are to be availed. These all are the steps which are to be followed. And it is by following these steps we will be parallel with the Sthapatya of Ashtadhayayi of Panini, and this will give us a reversal orientation. It will then make perforated line as a unified solid line. That means from neutralized zero state to 3 state. So it will make hypercube 2. And hypercube 2 is of TC value 6. And it becomes ajanma, birthless birth of its own. Once we are with it, then and only then we can have a beginning, at 1, 4 and 1 to 1, 5 and 1. How then we have to start from creator's space and have a transcendence therefrom. It is here where the beginning is to be. And for this beginning, naturally, we have to be parallel with this mathematics of transformation of a cube as 8 subcubes, transformation of a line as a solid line, transformation for 1 as 8, and 8 also is tri, and 8 as asht takes us to 11. 11 as domain takes us to 13. 13 that way takes us within creator's space of additional edge, 13th edge manifesting for a cube, and it is this which is coordinating with the transcendental origin. 15, 13 plus 15 making it 28. It becomes Brahm. It is a shift from first perfect number to the second perfect number, and it makes a Vedic order, Vedic system, Vedic knowledge, Vedic processing method, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies. Is Sthapatya format of the Ashtadhayayi. Sit comfortably. Permit the transcending mind to transcend within cavity of your heart. Within the cavity of our heart is the seat of a transcendental Lord. Brahma, creator, meditates within cavity of his own heart. And with the grace of the transcendental Lord, Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. So it is in this context that we have to see the formulation Manush. The formulation Manush is of TC value 2, 6, 3, 8, 1 and 9, 10, 11 and 8 is 29. So we become Brahma, localized Brahmas. How each human being is a localized Brahma. How the happening within the cavity of human heart is a transcendental origin, and at the transcendental origin of the creator's space there happens explosion, and it is this explosion which splits the outer crust, outer skin of the transcendental domain into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. It becomes man, mind, and it becomes soul, atma. And then there is a coordination between the two. It becomes 36. It is Paranava, and Paranava Sarvadeshu. In all Vedas there is a Paranava, and Yoga Darshan says Tasya Vachka Paranava. It is the synonym of Om. And then Yoga Darshan Ishwar Paranidhan. So it is this Ishwar Paranidhan which follows, which becomes the ultimate automatic Vidhi Vidhan, Kal Vidhi Vidhan of Prakriti. And so Prakriti Purush Le, so Tirloki and Trimurti, all these features are available here. These features are lively. These features are playing their role. It becomes the automatic functional format of nature. It is the automatic functional format of a nature which is regulating the karmas, prarabdha, and all other connected features of life, death, birth, rebirth cycles. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity urge to be parallel with Vedic knowledge, Vedic systems, Vedic organization, Sthapatya, Sthapatya of Ashtadhayayi, Sthapatya of Ashtadhayayi of Panini shall follow the creator, Brahma. Brahma sits comfortably, meditates within the cavity of his own heart, attains the grace of the transcendental Lord, and multiplies as 10 Brahmas. It is this attainment, it is this beginning, it is big through 1 to 10, together as 11 formulation